So this is day 2 of the Facebook Live 30-day challenge. Found a little spot here to post up. Told you guys I might not look so great, but at least we'll have a cool background to check out. Man, I was looking rough this morning. I just got done running, but I was looking even worse than that before I started, so I figured I'd run first, see if I get at least a little bit of blood in my face. But anyway, so here we are, day 2. Did the podcast thing, talking about why yesterday. Before I go into today, I was going to talk about the how, but before I talk about the how of podcasting, I wanted to talk about the why just a little bit more. You know, I was telling you about how I saw that book, Start With Why, and that kind of prompted what I would talk about yesterday. Well, yesterday I posted that video, and was stressing out about how horrible it was and how much I disliked doing this whole thing. And then I saw that my buddy Jay up in North Carolina is doing a podcast and he's already recorded some, and he's trying to get it produced, and it's going to be coming out soon, and so I'll tell you guys about that when it does. So it was like, well, okay, now there's my excuse that I need to keep talking about podcasting. So if nothing else, maybe Jay will get something out of this, so hopefully he gets to see this at some point. But anyway, so on that note, talking about the why, that was my why, or that was another why, was the fact that other people would be interested in what I have to say, or interested in this kind of content. But the other why that I wanted to talk about before I started talking about the how was why podcasting is a great idea, is because the barrier to entry is basically non-existent, and it's super cheap. Anyone really can do it. And if you're just trying to start off, if you're just trying to decide if it's something that you want to do, you can step your foot into that arena and it really not cost you really anything. All the software, all the things that we use, the initial versions of them are free, or a trial version or whatnot. So you can literally check it out. I'm killing mosquitoes too. You can literally check anything out and try it. And a lot of it you can continue to use at a free rate, depending on how much content you're producing. So that's another why. So on that note, we'll move on to the how, and how the process works. Tomorrow and the next few days, I'll go into nitty-gritty about specific products and specific software that I use to produce podcasts. But for today, I thought I would just lay out the basic process of what producing a podcast looks like and what you have to do. And the first thing that you do is you have to record something. You don't have to have a microphone. You don't have to have anything special. You can record right directly onto your phone. It's perfectly fine to do that. The audio quality is certainly good enough to get you started. So once you've done that, then you typically would do some kind of editing. If you're on Mac, you can use GarageBand. If you're on PC, there's a gazillion different softwares. I use Hindenburg Pro, and there is a free version of that as well. So record something, edit, make it look and sound as best as you want it to sound, and then the process for getting it out there for people to listen is you have to create what's called an RSS feed. And there's a lot of different services, again, that will let you at least start off for free. Buzzsprout and Libsyn are two of the ones that I have used and I'm really big fans of. But there's also Podbean, there's a gazillion others, there's quite a few. And they all pretty much do the same thing, and it's really just personal preference, what you like the best. So once you get that done, once you get that downloaded into their software, they create that RSS feed, and that RSS feed is the actual player. That will allow you to post that content wherever, on iTunes, Spotify, all those different places, even your website. And a lot of the Buzzsprout and some of those services that give you the RSS feed will also create just a really basic website for you as well as part of that whole process. So you really don't have to do much of anything. Just produce the content and put it on there and let them do the work for you. So, and then once you've done that, then it's just about getting the word out and promoting it and letting people know that it's out there. There is a process for getting on host sites like iTunes and iHeartRadio specifically. Those two tend to take the longest. But a lot of the players you can show up on immediately. And you obviously want to be on as many players as you can. So yeah, so that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. The next few days I'll go into a lot of the specifics of recording, and there's a couple of tools and tricks that I use to get really good quality, but a lot of it will depend on what it is that you're trying to accomplish and the type of format and the style of podcast that you're trying to do. So that will dictate a lot of the services and some of the products that you use. So I don't know how long I've been going, but hopefully that's good enough for today. Hopefully y'all got something out of that. There's more and more people showing up on the trail that are looking at me funny, so that's my cue to get the heck out of Dodge. So anyway, last thing I'll say is I'm going to run out of content in 30 days. There's no way I'm going to have 30 days worth of stuff to talk about for Facebook Live. So as I get going through this, I'm going to have content about the 8 keys to great, and I'm also going to have content on, I'm just going to provide you guys some more just chill, meditative type morning routine stuff that will get me out of in front of the camera and hopefully let you guys enjoy some more peaceful and entertaining Facebook Live posts. So anyway, talk to you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.